Good morning, everybody. So I just want to give y'all a little update on the Cobra Conversion. All right, so I'm having some kind of issues with my fuel pump. All I got to do is hit this 3 times. Y'all see what I got to deal with, right? Hit the gas for him a couple times. Just installed the Holley Terminator X computer, and I'm going back to speed density. I wish I would have showed all of this, but you guys, this is quite a bit of work, and trying to film and do this is not really all that easy. So I had to remove the passenger seat. I had to, of course, remove the kick panel and the step here, the little the inside door trim on the floor right there that holds the carpet down. And I took out the old harness, which I'm actually selling. I must have put it up, but it's a really good harness. Let me see if it's over here somewhere. This is a mass air harness, and it actually, yeah, this is it here. So it's a complete harness with the box to hook everything up. It's basically a harness that'll take a 5-liter 302 base motor and make it work in any car. So back to the Terminator X. Going over here. So I got the Terminator X installed. Okay. Let's see. For those of you that are thinking about doing this, be prepared for quite a bit of wiring work. You have to pass a lot of stuff through the firewall. Of course, the Terminator X actually mounts under the seat. I don't have it mounted down. I mean, screwed down or anything. Like the bracket is not even in yet, but I wanted to place it so I could see where to bring my wires through the carpet here. Let me move this out the way. So as you can see, the Terminator X has an internal 1-bar map sensor, and it's internal, so you just hook the vacuum line, run it under the carpet, over to the side, and up and through the firewall and out to the intake manifold. So as you can see, I did the same thing here. I mean, this is just a jumbled mess right now. I'm gonna clean it all up, but as you can see, I got the harness, I got the vacuum line, I got the power harness. There's actually 3 harnesses. This one here, the vacuum, and then the main power harness. Well, this is the power harness, I'm sorry, and this is the ECU harness. And I ran everything through the firewall. This one here, which it says outputs, this one has all the hookups for your AC shutdown, your fuel relay, and all of that stuff is wired into that. And then you see I clipped some wires and passed those through. These are the power wires and everything for different things that need to be wired up. I have a Dakota Digital fan controller, so I'm trying to allow the Dakota Digital to control the fans as well as the Terminator ECU. And I'm running into a little conflict with that. I may just have the ECU controller fans and not the Terminator X, like don't even go through the fan controller. But if I can figure out a way to keep them from conflicting each other, then I'll do that. But either way, let me turn this on. As you're hooking up the Terminator ECU, see, now I hear my fuel pump, but I don't hear it all the time. So I got to figure out why it fires up sometime and why it doesn't. So these indicator lights 1 through 8 lets me know if everything is hooked up the way it's supposed to be. So right now, I don't know if this is, that easy to see, but these are all green except for this one. This one is yellow, but this one turns green when the car is running. 1 through 4 will stay lit, and then 5 through 8 will actually go out once the car is started. So that's what it's supposed to do. That lets me know everything is hooked up correctly. I haven't charged up my AC yet, but I did buy a AC module add-on for the Terminator ECU, because out the box, the Terminator X does not control your AC. Does not have anything to control the AC. So I bought the add-on module in order to have the AC work also. That's quite a bit of wiring. And then this is the touch display. This doesn't have to stay hooked up. Once you're done, you can once you're done programming the car, programming the computer, and getting it all tuned, you can actually unplug this. But this is a way for you to be able to make changes. So as you can see, you can monitor like your sensors, so that's the map, air fuel ratio, ignition timing, the IAC position, duty cycle, manifold air temperature, the TPS. Of course, if I stepped on the gas right now, it would show you the percentage of how much I'm stepping on the gas. The 87 is the coolant temp sensor. And so you got a bunch of stuff. So your vitals, okay, so you got different things. AC shut off, fan 2, fan 1, you can hook everything up and have everything good. Then you got different dashes that tell you different things. So this would be if I had my transmission being controlled, it would be telling me things about the transmission. Dash 2, as you can see. So that's just a bunch of stuff that if it's hooked up, it will show you a reading. Like you see, the map has a reading. Everything else is disabled because a lot of this stuff doesn't apply to my car. Dash 3. So as you can see, fuel pressure, oil pressure, and of course oil pressure is at 0 because the car has not run. So I'll cycle this. You see the fuel pressure was at 21. And now the fuel pressure is at 35 because I'm cycling the key. So I'll cycle it one more time. So as you can see, it's ready to start. And then when I start the car, then you'll see the oil pressure, battery volts, everything. I am having a little bit of an issue with my charging system. I'm thinking I have a bad ground somewhere, but that's not a big deal. I just check all my grounds, make sure they're getting good connection. You can see my fuel pressure dropping because I have a return style fuel regulator, pressure regulator. So let me show you guys that. So I am no longer mass air. This mass air sensor has, the Terminator X is speed density. So it nixes the need for mass air, and these BBK mass air sensors are I mean, they're actually garbage to me, but you know, if you got it and it's working, hey, it works. This is the AC module. I got it from Current Performance Wiring, and this has everything that it needs. It hooks into, there's a bunch of wires that come off of this, and it hooks into your low pressure check valve, the cycling switch, hooks into the AC power, AC request, IAC kick. It does it all like factory. So once you get that wired in, this was 85 bucks, and I got it from Current Performance Wiring. So as you can see, I'll try to get some more light in here if I can. Okay. So I had to remove the upper intake and take all the vacuum hoses and water lines and everything off, unhook everything, and start running all the wiring, because I had to, you know, disconnect that other harness. So laying this new harness in was a little bit different because it doesn't require a lot of the hookups that the other one had. And it hooks into pretty much everything except the, without wiring the AC module, it won't hook into that. It only has one O2 sensor, a wide band. But it has all the stuff that it takes to hook in to the Fox body. But they actually sell the Terminator X for LS swaps and different things. So this one is for the Fox body. The car runs good. It's not running at optimum right now. So the tuning aspect of this is a little above my head. So I'm gonna take it out and let the shop tune it. And so I took the reader, I can show you better than I can tell you. The dial. This was what was on my fuel pressure regulator before. So this is what it was. I had to take this off so the Terminator X could be plugged into it and read the fuel pressure from inside. So I took the dial off from here, and I added this sensor, and then the Terminator X has a harness that plugs into that sensor, and it takes the same sensor down at the oil pressure. Okay, so the oil pressure sensor is down there next to the oil filter, and it takes the same hookup. It takes the same sensor as the Dakota Digital sensor. So what I'm gonna actually do, because now my Dakota Digital dash, because I unplugged that sensor, it won't read the oil pressure anymore. The ECU will, but not the dash, because I unplugged the connection. So since they take the same sensor, I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna wire both the Dakota Digital and the ECU to that oil pressure gauge, to that oil pressure sensor. I'm gonna just splice into it, and then that way the dash and the computer can both read oil pressure. It's not necessary, but I'd like to have as much as I can showing me on the dash. So as I said, I wish I would have, you know, did a little bit more as far as showing you guys exactly what I did, but I am wanting to take this to the performance shop and have them finish getting this running really, really smooth. Let me show y'all some of the other stuff, because of course when I open my doors, you can see that I have no door panels. But I did get my door panels back. Let me move this out the way. I got these vapor barriers, this little clear plastic from LMR, and they are really good, really good quality, really thick. So I just was sizing it up to my door panel, because I'm going to actually glue this to the door. I guess I could keep it here. I mean, either way, it'll stop it from getting the moisture into the door panel. But I had these custom built. Let me turn this around. Custom built at an interior shop. And of course, this right here, this is where the screws are gonna go through, so don't mind that. And then of course, the handle will sit like this, you know. So just to give an idea, you know, kind of what you're looking at. But you guys know the routine, right? So these are custom made, and they are very, very heavy duty. Custom grill for the speaker, custom cutout. I didn't like that pocket that sits down here, or a piece of fabric, so I had it custom done, and it's a nice material. That blue stitching is the same color as the blue on my car, so I had them, you know, do that. But these are really good, high quality. These door panels weigh about, hell, a good 10 to 15 pounds. So for these, there is no need for the foam backing. This is, as you can see how thick that is. This is how thick the door panel is. Okay, and inside, this is not a regular fiber board. If you can see this, this is a really thick insulated, like you can see the cutout, see how thick it is. This doesn't need any more insulation than what is put in there. So I just put the vapor barrier on the back, and then as you can see, my doors have Dynamat, well, kill mat, Dynamat, you know, all throughout the car, all under the carpet, on the roof, in the back. It's everywhere. I line the whole car. It's up under the quarter panels. I literally touched every inch of this car with the Dynamat and kill mat together. So once I put the door panels back on, that part will be done. I rebuilt the doors from the inside, so all the locking mechanisms and everything is all working. All the switches, controls, everything is hooked up and ready to go. The windows work, locks work, everything is in. So now I'm just finishing up this wiring, and I got to figure out why sometimes my fuel pump doesn't come on. So unfortunately, it looks like I'm gonna have to drop my tank again. That's the one thing I really didn't want to have to do, but I'm getting good power back here. I tested all the way up to the connector, and it gets power when I turn that key. And sometimes the fuel pump, I'll hear it whirl, and then sometimes I won't. So unfortunately, the tank has to come out. I need to pull the fuel pump and make sure a wire is not cut or shorting or something. But other than that, the car is ready to go. Tuning is the key, and from there, I'll be ready to go have some fun. But if you're interested in doing a Terminator computer in your car, feel free to post questions. I can post. I can give you, answers as far as wiring and where to run it and what wires to hook into, if that could be helpful. Get you a test light. You will need it to know which is switched power, which wires have power while cranking, and which ones are constantly on. So a good test light will do that for you, and you can hook into different things based on, what they're doing. But anyway, this is your boy. Let me try to back this up a little bit. I'm not the prettiest in the world, but I am kind of pretty though. I'm just saying. But this is your boy giving y'all an update on the Cobra Conversion. This is my version of what the Cobra is. And so the steering wheel is going to be the absolute last thing that I do. I don't want nobody else touching my steering wheel. So the old one is staying in until I get the tuning done, until this is ready to go out on the road. This is my brand new steering wheel, LMR also. You can see my latch, my door latch bezels. Got them blue like the car. But this is the brand new wheel. This is, of course, the old airbag. So you still have to use your old airbag, but this is a brand new wheel from LMR. No one's gonna put their hands on this wheel except me the first time. So I don't want it at the shop with the guys and their dirty hands and all that. So this is gonna be the absolute last part that I put on my car. All right, so as you can see, I'm almost there. So I will be charging the AC just to make sure it's cycling good and everything, but until the car is completely tuned, I don't want to keep turning it over and starting it and, you know, having it run lean or rich and not have the tuning done. So I'm going to put it on the trailer maybe sometime this week and get it all tuned up. Once it's tuned and everything is hooked up, I'm going to remove all of this wiring right here. I'm going to remove the driver's side fender and I'm going to tuck everything into the fender. But until I get everything running good, I'm going to leave this like this because I need access to everything. So once it's all cleaned up and everything, then I'll unhook everything and rehook it back up, but it won't bother the tuning or nothing like that. And then I'll hide all of this and it'll be nice and clean. But the Terminator X as a total, wiring wise, I have to say was good. There's literally no Terminator X wiring over here. Everything from the Terminator X is over here on the passenger side of the motor. You got the AC module that's hooked up and the oil pressure that's coming to the side, and the mat sensor is on this side. It's all up under the intake, but everything else hooks up on this side. Goes through the firewall and inside the car, and pretty much everything stays over here. So I like the Terminator X. So now I just want to see my car run good, breathe good. I'm gonna replace this whole tube with a 4-inch tube. This is a 3.5, but it looks like it drops to a 3 for this elbow here. So I'm feeling like my car is being starved of air. I've been told that before. So I do have an Anderson power pipe. And now that I don't need the mass air sensor, that center portion with the sensor will be gone. And then my car can get all the air that it needs to feed this 347 in here, y'all. 347 stroker need a lot of air. So 75 millimeter throttle body, 30-pound injectors, all naturally aspirated, no turbo, no supercharger. And I just like it the way it is. And then I got the Dakota Digital controlling my headlights, so they're on. As you can see, my headlight switch is not on. And all I gotta do is cut the key off. So now everything is off. And as you can see, my lights are timed like the new cars. So they'll stay on. Dakota Digital. You know, give you a little time to walk away. And just like the new cars, they go off on their own. Okay, now, do I still have control over my lights? Let's see. I'd say that's a resounding yes. Park lights, headlights, of course, tail lights. So the switch still has control if I need to cut them on or whatever. But I do have them where when I turn that key, they come on. So turn the key, lights are on. Okay, but if you notice, it's just the headlights. It's not the tail lights. So those are my driving lights. Okay. If I need to have them all on, then I just flip that on, and you can see the reflection of the orange lights, and you see my tail lights. Okay. There is a sensor, this light sensor here. Can you see that sitting up there in the window? These lights are automatic, so during low light conditions, it'll pop my tail lights and everything on its own. So I wanted it to kind of have that new car feel for the electronics and stuff like that. So it's not dark enough in here for it to turn on everything. But let me let these go off again. And let me cut the lights off in here and see if that'll... My garage light is always on. So it's got a motion sensor on it. Let's see if it'll activate my tail lights by the light sensor. So now I'm just going to turn the key and see if the light sensor would consider it dark enough. Nope. It's because my garage light is on. Let me see if I can cover it. No. It works. Maybe it's just kind of trying to cover the sensor where it won't get any light, and see if it'll turn on my park lamps. But it's not doing it. But it does. You take the light away, and all of a sudden, the lights just pop on their own. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, it's not doing it right now, but it does. I'm just messing around right now. So anyway, that's my update. I hope this wasn't long and boring. And if it was, I'm sorry. You know, you can always skip through it and all that. But again, it's your boy, Big O. Just giving you guys a update on where I am. I'm going to install a seat. I'm going to clean up the wiring. I'm going to install the door panels. I'm going to bring this car to a close. It needs to close so I can have fun. But my fuse panel, I'm going to tuck that somewhere too. I'm going to figure out a way to mount that where it's not like just so visible like that. I have the cover for it. It's right here. But I actually want to change the location of it. So project for another day. All right. So I will hit you guys in a little bit. I did get the door panels in. I do have to take them back off because I don't have no speakers in there. So I didn't push them all the way on and get them seated all the way. I just kind of wanted to see what it looks like. And it looks pretty good. Still need a door lock grommet right there. So I'll put one there and I'll put one on the other side. I didn't even put a hole over there. So, but you can kind of see that it's coming together. You can see my little door lock bezel, you know, same color as the car. And it's not even screwed in because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to put everything on, just have to take it back off. But just doing it for aesthetics and looks. So as you can see, looking good. But like I said, you know, didn't screw nothing down. Just trying to get an idea what everything looks like. And the little lock thing ain't even cut here, so I'm gonna cut a little hole and let that lock through. But locks do the work. It know, got everything in. That's weird. My keys are not in here. I don't normally take those out. Okay, but here they go. So as you can see, everything is everything. Terminator X is up and running. And my windows and everything, they do work. You know, just letting you know that the car is fully functional. Dome light. The map light do work, but I got to put a bulb in this. So, but this does work. And then, of course, my mirrors. I got my mirror switch, and you can see that the mirror does work. See, so everything is operational on both sides. So now the only thing that I have to do, well, it's not really the only thing because I still got other stuff I need to do. I'm not tightening down like my speaker grills and stuff like that because I want to make sure I get the speakers to go inside of these before I screw them down on both sides. Of course, the door speakers, put those in, make sure all the wires are ran. And so like you can see where I actually did run the wires. Like here's the wires for the tweets. So if you could see that. And then I have the same thing on the other side. So the wires are ran. I just need to, you know, install the speakers and get all that buttoned up. But I just kind of wanted to get an idea of, you know, sturdiness. So I can yank on this. It ain't moving. It ain't rattling. And as you can see, the thickness of my door panels is like a 1/2 inch. So this is a 1/2 inch board with insulation and everything behind it and everything. And it is solid when you close that door. You know, I don't know if you can hear this on camera, but let me just close this and you can kind of hear that. Yeah, it just closes. So this little white area right here was some stuff that the body shop got on here when it was at the body shop. So I'm gonna just take it back to the interior shop and let them respray this real quick. And then I got a couple of other little small areas, like I don't even know if you can really see that. This right, yeah, this right here needs to be resprayed. It's a little blurry, but you can see that. But it's just little stuff like that kind of around the car where sometimes I'll be using a tool and the tool will slip and it'll get up against the plastic and scrape a little piece or whatever. But all in all, everything is working good. Look, check this out. Just letting y'all know, man, I wanted to make sure everything in here was operational. You know, my door it works like it's supposed to. It ain't all messed up and, you know, and don't close and stuff like that. And then even the lighter. I went through this car piece by piece to make sure everything works. And hold on, cause see, it's hot, but I like you to see it glowing red. And so let me hold it in for a hot second. These things are important to me. It's the details that matter. So can you see that? You see that red right there? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if I need to plug in my phone or light up something or something, you know, I'm in the game. So, this radio, I'm probably going to get rid of this. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. I may keep a radio like this. This radio is pretty old, so I'll probably get rid of it and get something a little more up to date. maybe that has navigation or something like that in it, just to have something in here that's a little, you know, different from the normal. But other than that, I'm on my way to go pick up my headrests. I'll have those in shortly. So of course everything in here is brand spanking new or custom. You know, I love my shift ball 6-speed, y'all. You know, just to put that out there. And you know it got to have the Cobras on it. You already know. So, and then had to have my little rally stripe on the ball because, of course, I got the same stripe that runs up the hood, runs up the fender to the hood and along the bottom of the car. So having that ball in there that has that same type of stripe, I kind of like that little touch. This piece right here is supposed to snap into place, and for whatever reason it won't really snap, so I may order another one, or I might just put a couple of drops of glue on that. Maybe I'll put a couple of drops of glue on it just to kind of seat it in place, but I don't know. I'll figure that out. That's not a big deal. But I will have satellite radio in here because I don't care for AM, FM. It's there if I need it, but gotta have that satellite. I gotta have signal everywhere I go. But other than that, y'all, all good. So, all right, so got them headrests in now. I like that look. So now I'm looking at getting I got the metal part of the knee bolster in, but I don't have the plastic cover that goes over it. So I'm looking for the plastic knee bolster to the 90 through 93 Mustang. I don't care what color it is because I'll paint it to match, but I could use a little help. Don't mind that little wiring and stuff. I'm gonna be tucking things up. But looking good, y'all. You know, coming together. Like I said, that wheel ain't going in yet. But all in all, looking pretty decent. And everything is operational. Yeah. So here are my sun visors that the upholstery shop didn't do a very good job on. First of all, I now have no lid closure. It went in with a lid closure, came out without one. So without the lid closure, there's no button to turn off the lights. I tell you, some of these people out here, man, these businesses be killing me. But I don't know if you can see this very well, but I have blue stitching around to match the car. So blue stitching, but then you get right here. See where it's just black at? There's blue stitching underneath there, but there's black right here. There's a little section of black. But it's blue stitching all the way under that black. So I don't know what the hell he was doing. He's the one that made my door panels, and he does a good job, but I don't know. And then how I got my sun visors back without a cover. Hey, y'all, what's going on? Yeah, beats the hell out of me. But these do work. I did take the lenses off because the little tiny bulb in there is burned out. So I gotta go to the auto parts store, grab a couple of those small bulbs, put them in, and figure out what the hell I'm gonna do. Yeah, anyway. Sent my stuff out, man. Was holding on to my stuff for over a year. And this is what I get back. So Unfortunately, in my area, you got quite a few of these upholstery shops, paint shops, and different places that'll hang on to your money and your products, and then they don't even finish. One dude still owes me $2,200 for the paint that ended up getting done by a whole different shop. This was going to be about a $4,800 paint job from the one guy that I had been messing with. I gave him 22 of the 48, and then when I was ready, I told him go ahead and finish, and I would give him the other 2,600. Yeah, suffice it to say, I ended up at another shop. They did the work. It cost me $5,600. A little over $6,000 because I had them do the wheels and some of the little, the trim pieces on the inside that I showed earlier. So my trim there around the shifter, my trim here. Let's see, the little the shade, the rear shade for the hatch. Okay, it ain't open, but you can see those. Those are the things that it locks into right there, and you can see those are blue on both sides. It's a little hard to see it, but you can see that one down in there. And then my coat hooks inside are blue. My sun visor clips are blue. So I just wanted to do some different little touches to, so these are my sun visor clips. Haven't mounted them yet because of course the sun visors are not in, but these are my little clips. So they match the car. Okay, drop that one. But as you can see, match the car. This one got banged up. I kind of hate it, but honestly speaking, I may take this back over here and make them go ahead and do that, but it's gonna hang, upside down like that. So honestly speaking, you won't even really see it, but I know it's there and it'll probably bother the hell out of me, but either way, I'll figure it out. Maybe probably ain't even worth going over there for that little bit of nothing, but I like things to be right. So these are the coat hooks. Or should I say, I think I got one hung already. So that's the little coat hook. So all in all, came out good. And I think I got one hung already. I haven't did this other one yet. Let's see. Can you see that? No, not really. It's too dark. That's it right there. But that is blue. It looks black because it's so dark, but and you can see the wires for the hookup for my sun visors, and they are hot. I put a test light on both of those, and they are hot. They're just waiting for the sun visors to get back in. And other than that, in the game, y'all, ready to go, and eventually I'm gonna be on the streets. Y'all hear my fan, y'all? Yeah. And the fans are programmed to stay on for 30 seconds or so after the car shut off. So the fans and the lights should go off together. Let's make sure the programming is right. What y'all know about that? So, you know, I just like them to run a little bit, just to cool the car off a little bit after you cut it off and you've been out running. So, I'm almost there. I'm putting this video up because in a minute I'll be done. I want to take y'all for some rides. I'm going to go meet other Mustang owners, whether they're Fox bodies, first generation, second generation, makes no difference. If you are a Mustang owner, you are a friend of mine. I don't care what year it is. All right. So this is my version of what I think the Cobra should be, or I think the Mustang should be, especially the Fox body, because Fox bodies, they didn't caught on, y'all, and they didn't caught fire. And if you take the time to redo it, to restore the car, and you know, put some touches on it, try not to go overboard, but you know, everybody's idea of what overboard is, you know, what everybody's idea is. As you can see, I went a little in on the blue because I wanted to tie the inside to the outside, and I didn't want to do too much. I didn't want to just go above and beyond, you know, what it takes to make the car look nice. I still wanted it to be classy and not look like it's just, you know, custom overload. So hopefully you guys like it. If you have any suggestions, even though I'm almost done, I'm always willing to listen and hear people out, because sometimes an idea may not even come across, but you know, some guys will say, you know, try this or try that, or maybe you should paint this or paint that or whatever. So drop your comments below. Let me know what you think. You like the car? Should I change something? Should I take something out? Should I go beat up the guy that didn't do my interior in the paint? I ain't beat nobody up, but you know, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. $2,200 to one, and then $400 or $500 on this because he didn't do everything right. It's crazy, but I mean, he did a good job on the door panels. I mean, you know, how can I